I hope you're doing fine and I hope you're going to like today's video and analysis. Now, today I want at least to talk about what is happening currently regarding the political dynamics in the opposition, where there is an allegation of Fredo Matiangi having disagreements in the opposition. And I remember that this comes after Rigathi Gachagua, while mentioning the names of the principals in the opposition, intentionally left the name of Fred Okengo Matiangi as part of the five principals who we hope that by 2027 we are going to be one of them was going to be picked to make the running mate. Now, in case we're going to have a lift in the opposition and we have Matiangi going separate ways, maybe Kalonzo going to separate ways, and President Ruto in his own separate ways, we want to look into the voting blocks because in politics what is important is numbers. What are the likely voting blocks in 2027 in case Matiang'i anasimama kivyake, Kalonzo of course likely mostly supported by Rigathi Gachagua because the other day there was Rigathi Gachagua is likely to support Kalonzo Musyoka because of number one his case and number two they come from the same region. I've always said that there is another chance of him leaning towards Kalonzo Musyoka. And then we have President Ruto and of course Raila Odinga. If Raila Odinga will remain as is right now, supporting the current government. So if those are the alignments, if we'll be having three horse race, what is the likely outcomes? What is the likely intended voting patterns in the country? And further ado, let's get into it. But if you're watching for the first time, always subscribe, like this video, and you can also drop a comment in the comment section. Now, the possible number one scenario, tutakuwa na Matiang'i, of course, under Jubilee Party because that's the biggest thing that has brought an issue in the opposition. DCP and the Rigathi Gachagua side doesn't feel comfortable Matiang'i joining the Jubilee Party because of the Mount Kenya wrangles. And then Kalonzo Musyoka on the other side with the Wiper Party and President Ruto probably with the UDA Party, or in surprising by the third time if he decides to join ODM Party. So it's also possible that President Ruto can rerun under ODM Party because Raila Odinga has always insisted that come 2027, ODM Party will have a presidential candidate. Maybe that presidential candidate can be President Ruto. That's also a possible scenario. But at the end of the day, we'll be having three horse race. So what is the possible scenario? And ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you something. I've always said that the opposition can only win in the first round of voting if they remain united. And who should remain united? Kalonzo Musyoka, Matiang'i, and Rigathi Gachagua, of course, with the Western being brought on board. So if there is a little division like it's being implicated right now, then it only means that nobody will get the 50+1%. And I want to give you my reasoning behind it. In 2022 general election, Raila Odinga managed to get 800,000 votes from the Mount Kenya region. Raila alipata kura 800,000 kutoka mlima. And remember, Raila Odinga is not likely in the Mount Kenya region, and Raila Odinga was in an handshake government which was not very popular at that time. How about Fredo Okengo Matiangi? How many votes will he pull from the Mount Kenya region? Of course, Matiangi will get more than what Raila Odinga got, and especially if he's being supported by Jubilee Party and he's being supported by Uhuru Kenyatta, which means Matiangi will get votes from the Mount Kenya region. I don't want to be specific on the number because it's too early to make such predictions, but Matiang'i will get more than 800,000 votes if you use what Raila Odinga got as a benchmark. Now, if Matiang'i picks a running mate from Western, and I know from Western, one of the closest person Matiang'i has been working with is Natembeya, and there was an allegation in the first time when Matiang'i was coming back that they wanted Natembeya to be his running mate, and in case if that's what's going to be in place, then Matiang'i is going to get a good number of votes from the Western region. Then the third biggest voting block of Fredo Okengo Matiangi is the Kisii voting block. The Kisiis will vote for Fredo Okengo Matiangi. Let no one convince or tell you that the Kisiis will drive their votes. The Kisiis will vote for Matiangi. 90% will vote, 90 to 95% will vote for Fredo Okengo Matiangi. So Matiangi has that huge group of a voting block. Mount Kenya region atapata kura, akienda Western atapata kura, akienda Kisii atapata kura. Now, before we go into even the conclusion, let's look at the other candidates. Kalonzo Musyoka. If Kalonzo Musyoka gets the support of Rigathi Gachagua, Like all indications are indicating, Kalonzo, Rigathi has been going to Kalonzo Kambani region and it's been saying that it's time for the campus to get their respect. And there is a chance that Rigathi is likely to support Kalonzo Musyoka. If that is going to be the case, DCP supporting Wiper, Kalonzo will get surely votes. He will get also votes from the Mount Kenya region. Kalonzo doesn't have anything against the people of the Mount Kenya region. He'll also get some votes from the Mount Kenya region. Too early also to predict who will get more between Kalonzo and Matiangi, but Kalonzo, if supported by Rigathi Gachagua, will get votes from the Mount Kenya region. Also a good number of votes. He has his Kaukambani votes, which is about 2 million votes. So, depending on where they pick the running mate, if they also opt to Western region, they also get votes from the Western region. Because Western region is the most likely region in 2027 to get the running mate position, following the type of political dynamics we have now. So, Kalonzo Bia akona kura zake, which is more than 3 million votes. Those people are all, if you see Matiangi alifika more than 3 million votes, Kalonzo at the start is more than 3 million votes, actually way ahead of 3 million votes. Matiangi way ahead of 3 million votes. How about President Ruto and Raila Odinga's ticket? President Ruto with Raila Odinga, they'll get also votes. If Ruto picks a running mate from, let's say, the Nyanza region, apewa the Luo nation, the running mate, maybe Gladys Wanga, the Luo Nyanza will vote for him. What about the Rift Valley? The Kalenjin will vote back President Ruto because he's their own son. He'll get votes from the Kalenjin region. And also, President Ruto will manage to pick votes from some other parts of the country because of the influence of the leaders he has and the resources that are in his capacity. He'll get some votes from coastal region because of the influence of the leaders like Ali Hassan Joe, who really influence in such regions. He'll get some votes from the northeastern because of the campaigns he's been doing there, the likes of Aden Duale. He'll get votes from there. And they also pick some votes from all other regions. So Raila Odinga and Ruto together, they also are way ahead of the 3 million votes. So if you check all these leaders, they are way ahead of 3 million votes. 3 million. Kila mtu anafika 3 million kwenda juu, 3 million kwenda juu, 3 million kwenda juu. So what is the likely outcome if that's what's going to happen? We are going to have a run off in the 2027 general election. There is no possibility if we have Matiangi, Kalonzo, and Ruto on the ballot having a straight winner from the first round of voting. So the person will take the third position depending on how politics will play within now and 2027, because the third position will now greatly be determined on the picking of the running mate and also the dynamics and the resources and the alignments at that time, including defections that will have happened from the government and the formations at that time. Because even as we're speaking today, we have the likes of Kenya Moja coalition that's also popular, made of Sifuna Babu Wino is there. You don't know what side they will lie to. If they say Kalonzo Tosha, we are going to support Kalonzo as our presidential candidate, then it means that's a huge backing to Kalonzo Musyoka. If they say they are joining Matiangi, then also that's a very good support base for Matiangi. So if they say they're also producing their presidential candidate, so there will also be a complication of the matrix. But all that indicates that in the 2027 general election, in case we have to have a straight winner, then it only has to be happen that the opposition must find a way to work out. They must find a way to accommodate Matiangi. They must sit down and find a way to accommodate Kalonzo. They must find a way to accommodate Western region, the likes of Natembea, Eugene Wamalwa, just to ensure that they get more than 65% of the votes. But without that, the opposition will get divided. All those votes will be split. Then we go to the second round of voting. And the third candidate now will determine on who to join. So according to you, who do you think will pick position 1, position 2, and position 3 in that order in the rerun in the first round of voting? Is it Matiangi? Is it Kalonzo? Is it President Ruto? And it will be so complicated if President Ruto and Raila Odinga fail to meet to get to the top 2 positions. As I said, I'm going to tell you what you think in the comment section. I'll take my time to read and give a response. And in case you're watching for the first time, always subscribe, like this video, and drop a comment in the comment section. Let's meet next time. Have a nice day.